What is up, guys? Good morning, good evening, and welcome to Kings of the Storm Weekly number 7. I'm Solid Jake,
I'm Kubi.
and we got some games for you here. Now, this is the first Kings of the new year. Kings is back.
Kings of the New Year.
I
like it.
Kings of the new year. Didn't even think about it. And we had ESL last week, but we're back with Kings this week. And NA, pretty much the same teams that we used to see. A couple name changes here and there. We have Clairvoyant, who kind of came out, had some big results, but they're now.
Murlocs Inc.
Yeah, Murlocs
Inc. Same team, as far as I know. Yeah, I think it's the same roster as the previous Clairvoyant.
Yep.
But changed their name over. We may still see a Clairvoyant team picked up, but that's still in the making as far as I know. Nothing announced there. In terms of other teams, we got some new people coming in. If you guys just want to check out the bracket, you can. That's just exclamation bracket in the chat. But
we can pull it up real quick.
Nice little.
So looking at the bracket really quick, I mean, we'll just run through it here. We can see the higher seeds. This seeding is done from last week's ESL events. We got Vortex, Barrel Boy, Symbio, and Murlocs in round 2, so they're waiting for the round 1 matches to end. And, of course, we will be casting ESV Wildfire versus Evil Geniuses for our first game. But looking at the other matches.
Okay, we have Glorious versus Bagel. I'm going to assume that's some cryptic writing. That's one of the new teams we were mentioning. I'll go with Bagel. Glorious versus Bagel. Following that, we have 2ARC Iliad versus Integrity Gaming. And finally, C9 Maelstrom versus Cheetah Girls in the first round of the tournament.
So we don't know much about Bagel, if anything, and the same goes for Cheetah Girls.
Yeah.
But the draft is actually underway, so we're going boom, boom right now.
Let's hop into that.
And
how about that?
We'll
brackets.
Look at that. Bam! Look at that production. So now that we are here in the draft, let's just run through and see what we have here.
I think it was a Brightwing ban from EG and a Falstad ban coming out of Wildfire. Brightwing's interesting. Not something we see too often. Actually, supports being banned out in general is it's a bit unusual. Okay, and following that up, we have a first pick out of EG. That is Vala. Tychus Uther followed up from Wildfire. And a Zeratul Stitches. No surprise there.
Okay.
Again, we're playing on Cursed Hollow. Stitches is, in general, very strong on this map. There's a lot of alleyways to pick people up with. Even if you wanted to go Putrid Bile, it's a very strong map for that. On top of that, they picked up Zeratul along with it. The combo of getting, let's say, Fishing Hook, grabbing somebody ridiculously far away before a team fight starts, void prisoning the rest of the team out as they try to follow up to save that person that was hooked. It's a very strong strategy, something that we actually saw very prevalent maybe 3 months ago or so. It's starting to make a comeback. We saw this was very popular with Atlanta.
Clairvoyant. I mean, that was their
previously
comp.
Clairvoyant, yeah.
And on top of that, I mean, we're talking all three of these series, Zeratul, Stitches, and Vala, because when you pair Vala's Rain of Vengeance with Gorge, it's pretty much a guaranteed kill. As soon as they pop out of the Gorge, you just throw a Rain down, and then you have a dead hero. So,
or even if they wanted to stall out the rest of the team that's stuck in the Void Prison as soon as they pop out of that. So you got options.
It's cool to see that coming back. Actually, we saw it out of Vortex 2 last week. So, you know, it's a strategy that has come back in. And we're going to see Nazeebo Tassadar here pairing with Tychus Uther. So having Tychus and Nazeebo and Tassadar is pretty scary. Like, those are 3 big heavy hitters. And then they have Uther, Divine Storm, a lot of sustainability.
Tassadar, of course, is also very strong in this map. Extra range in the Psystorm, low cooldown. And Jake is feverishly pointing at the monitor saying, hey, what's that? What did they pick? And yes, no spoils, but we're going to jump into that. Malfurion and Abathur picked up for the final hero on EG. And it makes sense on this map.
Yeah.
Because recently they've changed the mechanics of this, just the game in general, but the creep waves that come out early game provide a lot more experience now. So it's more important than ever to soak those lanes going into those tributes. So you almost see, like, let's say the tribute spawns top, you'll see the 2 people that maybe were up there, they'll rotate down, but you'll still have 1 person soaking in the middle and bottom lanes. This allows Abathur, let's say, to warp down to the bottom side of the map or opposite side of the map, soak that lane, and then continue providing support at the tribute fight that's up top. So it makes a lot of sense. He's got a lot of mobility and can provide presence anywhere on the map. We are jumping into this game super quick, getting right into the action.
Yeah, that we are. Getting into the action here. Now, trying to figure out why my overlay is Ripperoni and Cheese right now.
Falstad.
Why does it say Falstad?
Oh, goodness. I actually didn't catch who the final pick was coming out of Wildfire. We'll let you guys know in just a sec. I'm sure you guys actually caught it, but yeah, Cursed Hollow. I actually don't recall if EG and Wildfire have played each other recently, not to my knowledge, especially not in Kings events anytime soon. So it should be good. I think these guys are pretty evenly matched teams, so we should have a good series for you guys coming up. Cursed Hollow, no surprise to see the first match on this map here. It is a very neutral map. A lot of teams seem to prefer to play out on this map first if they can. Provides just sort of a lot of neutral ground for those two teams to fight on. No shenanigans happening there.
Okay.
So I will hop right in to introduce both of these teams here. For Evil Geniuses, we have Faye playing Vala. Fan, I think, is subbing in. He's going to be playing Zeratul here. Mookie Pants will be on Stitches. Idra will be playing Abathur. That's interesting. And Kawhi Rice on Malfurion.
And on the other half of the map, we do in fact have Iacona playing as Uther. Tassadar will be played by Pickles. Tychus by War Greymon. Bims is going to be on the Nazebo. And last but not least, we have Poom on the tank as Arthas.
Right. So, Idra on Abathur. I don't think I've ever seen Idra play Abathur in a competitive match.
I can agree, and I can say that I definitely have not seen it. And, you know, while we're setting up here, I'm going to give a super special shout out to my girlfriend Allison for helping me get a new PC as we have new 60 FPS.
The crispiness.
Smooth, crisp production here for the new computer. So I'm very excited for this. But yeah, looking at the map here, talents, pretty standard stuff. Uther actually opting not to grab his talent yet.
Secret.
Yeah, it's just kind of like one of those things. But he doesn't
and then he goes for the standard pick.
Yeah, you know, if you don't need to grab it till that first globe spawns, why not? Put the fear into them, like maybe he's doing something weird. And of course, Poom got really low and forced to tap well already, so nicely done here by EG.
Yeah. Actually, couple of strange things. Typically, we don't see the Abathur taking the spike burst, extra damage on that one. Level 1, you more often than not will see them hopping into taking one of the upgrades for the Locust, typically extra health.
Yep.
So
that's actually a good point to make.
Yeah. And the other interesting one is Stitches. Mookie Pants is probably going to be going for kind of a sustain build. The ability that he grabbed here upgrades his Devour to give him an extra 50% HP over time. I think it's over a course of 2 or 3 seconds. We're probably going to see him grab Amplified Healing at level 4. And more than likely Tenderizer at level 7. This is just sort of a sustain build. He's not really going for that damage up, but he's got more than enough damage on the rest of his team when you consider Abathur, Zeratul, and Maul.
Yeah, and the reason I really like the Abathur hat idea here, especially with a Zeratul, the additional spike damage, Abathur on Zeratul just can do a lot of really cheeky stuff. When they blink in on you, have a lot of burst, and just help burn people down really quick.
Yeah,
so
you also have to consider, while the Abathur hat is on Zeratul, he doesn't actually come out of Cloak when Abathur is attacking with him. So, yeah, he can move around, clearing up waves, hop into the middle of a fight, and unless they have something that some kind of AoE to reveal that stealth, there's no way they're going to be able to grab him.
Now, Wildfire going for this triple lane aggression in the top. They almost got that first tower. Towers do, in fact, give a good chunk of experience. So they're going for that, you know, kind of level lead before the tributes spawn. Tributes will be spawning within the next 20 seconds here. And, you know, teams have the option to maybe go try to grab Giants, but it's not too common in the current meta. And War Greymon hitting super low.
So much aggression. That's it.
Yep. And tribute spawns right here as War Greymon falls. Iacona is going to fall as well with the Abathur hat.
Cooldown.
Yeah, he's going to go on in there.
No.
Oh, I think the Abathur missed. I think Idra actually missed his shot, and that caused them to lose that kill. But they do have the advantage here for this tribute.
Kind of. They got to heal up. There's two that are very low, Kawhi Rice and Fan.
Wow.
Okay, that
seals the deal.
That will definitely seal the deal. Okay. Jeez. The other thing we didn't get a chance to talk about was Faye's build. It so far is a straight auto attack build.
Oh yeah.
I imagine at level 7 we are going to be seeing searing attacks. It's not something that we see too often. Previous weeks we were seeing sort of a combo. They would take Rancor level 1 and then start upgrading into the multi-shot. Sometimes you'll see them take full multi-shot builds, but it's rare to see a full auto attack build. Usually that will indicate that the rest of the team has a ridiculous amount of CC to allow Vala to set up for that type of thing, which makes me think we might actually see future Bile on this map. There's a good chance that that will happen due to the build that Vala is going.
But that's the nice thing about a hero like Vala. She has so many good talents that you can
yeah.
build her so many different ways. You can do hybrid builds between multi-shot. You can do the full-on auto attack builds like you said, or just straight up pure on multi-shot, and it's nice to see the variety. But yeah, a lot of aggression here in this top lane. They're just continuing to do this now. The mule is going to come down, but it's going to fall almost immediately. And even that being said, though, they have this wall down. The levels are still pretty darn even, only slightly in advantage for EG, even with the towers down.
Whoever wins this little engagement here is probably going to move on to take the tribute, which is almost entirely across the map here.
Ooh, but Iacona has taken a lot of damage to that Abathur hat and
White Rice. Oh!
Okay.
That grenade, that's enough. Not even going a grenade build. Actually, Wargreymon is choosing to go mostly an overkill build. Sometimes you will see Tychus players, they will take the Melting Point Grenade upgrade at level 4. This allows them to clear waves of minions very easily. Not even the case here, but was able to secure the kill onto White Rice.
Oh my gosh, nicely done by Idra, going in onto that minion to get that kill on the Nazeebo player there. So they get a trade. They have 2 tributes up for EG, and even though, again, they've taken some aggression here, their mule is going to help sustain this a little bit.
Right. And that is actually a pretty common pickup for level 7 on Abathur, like you were mentioning. Not necessarily on this map, but I mean it's good on most maps for Abathur. You would see it more than likely on, say, Haunted Mines or Blackheart's Bay. It's a very, very prevalent pick on those maps, but still good here.
Yep, and like you said, the Vala did in fact go for Searing Attack, so that the full-on auto attack build has been confirmed.
Yeah.
Standard stuff for Arthas and Tychus. This is kind of sometimes we actually see the mana return here for Tassadar, but not today.
Ooh, okay, really, really nice pickup onto Poom here. That's very, very strong. Going into this tribute, they should have a pretty strong advantage, and that will actually get them the curse if they manage to clean up this fight here. Now, the curse, what happens is when a team manages to get 3 tributes, the curse is applied to the enemy team. Their towers no longer fire any ammunition out to enemies, and their minions that spawn forward only have 1 HP. So as you can imagine, this provides a very, very strong push potential for the team that secures the curse.
Yep, and it allows you to soak the experience so quickly in those lanes too. So it's a really powerful thing in this map. Of course, if you have 3 tributes for that, a nice Forge goes down here, and the Void Prison used immediately. Rain of Vengeance is still on cooldown, it looks like, but the Ravenous Spirit is going to be used here, and they're just going to back up from it. They're going to give this curse up. They don't want to, they don't have the stun immediately available for that Rain of Vengeance. The only stuns they have on the team are Rain of Vengeance here from Vala. Oh, a nice hook on Pickles. And of course, Stitch's Wheel of Sun as well. But
I think Fan wanted to body block there. It was nice. Wow. Okay, really, really nice. Was that Idra's?
That was the Rain coming out of, I think it was Idra's.
Okay. To clear up any confusion there, Abathur's heroic ability level 10 is Ultimate Evolution. That allows the Abathur player to, quote-unquote, copy another hero on your team for, I think it's 60 seconds. Might be a little, I think it's 45 actually. They've tweaked that
quite a few times
on that. So forgive me there. But anyway, you're able to copy the other hero. So you will see some of the stronger DPS heroes more often than not copied here. So it's going to be Zeratul or Vala more often.
Oh, the Rain again. Now that's the actual real Rain coming out of Faye, and the hook goes down to Poom to secure that kill. Meanwhile, this entire time there were the Giants and Abathur pushing the top lane, showing how strong Abathur is on a map like Cursed Hollow, and he does have to use his tunnel back here as Wargreymon was right in the vicinity of his body.
You know, I gotta say, it's not that easy to land both hits of the Rain of Vengeance. Often you will stun out the first person with the first hit, and you can actually walk out between the 2 hits, but they are getting a ton of value out of both hits of both of their Rain of Vengeance, so kudos to them, and that's why they're picking up these kills. That's why they have that early advantage. So EG is showing very strong team fight potential heading into the mid game here on Cursed Hollow.
Yeah, and they have that level 13 talent advantage. We'll actually talk about that in a minute as we do have this tribute fight here, just kind of chipping away.
This is important for Wildfire here. If EG secures this one and they have a pretty good leg up on them, they are going to get the curse, so they need to really pull out all the stops here.
Poom is trying to zone out the potential of both Fan and maybe a hook, but the hook goes out, hits nothing. And that's kind of okay, Fan has to be very careful here. Poom can try to lock him down in here, and he doesn't get captured in there, but a nice Void Prison goes down.
Just a lot of zoning from both teams here. They're just trying to wait for the right position. I think Mookie Pants is waiting for the right time to get that hook into Gorge. He does have Gorge available. Of course, no Void Prison right now, so it's a little bit riskier. That's a pretty good hook.
Yeah, but what's the follow-up? Do they have him here? He's bringing him down to the towers. He's going to hit 1 hit, but the Odin goes down almost immediately. All 5 members have rotated down. They did pick up the tribute in the process as well.
That was my first thought. I'm like, oh, they're all sort of abandoning it. It was actually kind of a nice play had they managed to pull out that Tychus Odin heroic ability there and just sort of wait it out. But they were able to, like, as everyone was rotating down, they secured the tribute. So they did trade some heroics there. didn't really waste anything. No one died for Wildfire, so I would call that actually a success in Wildfire's case. Because they are down that level 13 talent, they managed to sort of scrape up things together and make the most of it.
Yeah, I mean, again, Void Prison was used and Gorge was used, so 2 heroics for 1. And they got the tribute and the tower. Definitely a big win for Wildfire there. Now those heroics should be just about ready by the next tribute fight. But they're picking up a golem, where on the other half of the map, it was only Knights picked up here for Wildfire. So EG, evening things out, they have the level advantage as well.
Yeah, let's talk about those level 13 talents while we got a little bit of time. EG, of course, picking up that. Oh, maybe they're not going to give us any time at all. They're going to pick a fight here. It's a little bit of a strange position to try and get some kills here out of Wildfire. I'd say they're sort of pressing their luck because the golem has already been captured. You're actually not really going to win any positional advantage by taking this fight. And they're actually going to have to give up this fort because there's more pressing matters on the map right now. As you guys can see, that 5th tribute has spawned up top. Both teams are going to be racing up there to try and get the head start positioning-wise for this. I think all the heroics are up. No, I take that back. 10 seconds on Odin. Otherwise, we've got a full fight for you guys here.
Now, the Divine Storm is used almost immediately on Fan to try to guard him down, and that's kind of
a little bit premature, to be honest with you. Didn't really secure the kill there, and that's a big amount of CC. It's very critical for the rest of the team. You can see Fan's getting a little bit more ballsy as he jumps in there.
He only has to worry about that one hammer out of Uther at this point.
Really nice hook and gorge on top onto the Nazebo. Pulls him out of the fight. Is it enough? No, he does have sprint.
He does have sprint. Now the Void Prism was used as well, and it's actually going to force EG to back on up here. They were able to grab that curse, and now EG is cursed, and Wildfire is going to put pressure on. But the Golem did so much work here.
Yeah. I think EG's going to pick a fight here, and they're going to try and get some kills. If they can kill a couple people, it will sort of nullify their curse. They won't have much potential to push out forward. Really nice hook onto Iacone. He can't walk through those roots.
They're really nicely done. Now that Rain of Vengeance there to secure the kill, just kind of a safety Rain of Vengeance. That's the Idra, that's the Avatar clone rather. Ravenous Spirit is doing a lot of work, but is now nullified. The fort's gonna go down, but who's gonna die with it? Poom is gonna fall. Pickles gets hit with the rain. Bims gets pulled in through the Rain of Vengeance as well, and that's gonna be 4 deaths on the side of Wildfire, if not 5. Yes,
that's a cleanup right there. That is an ace for EG. Yeah, that was exactly what they needed to do. Now look at the position that EG is in. They've essentially wasted Wildfire's curse here. There's no way they can get any amount of pushing done. They got that mid fort. That's all they're going to be able to do. EG now has plenty of time to go capture their golem, like you see here, and then they have a fresh curse that they can grab on the next one. They have a huge advantage, up 3 levels. That's an entire talent tree too, level 16. We haven't even gotten a chance to talk about that yet. Let's just say EG's in a really good spot to take this game right now if they continue things as they are.
I mean, yeah, as it stands, they've taken 2 bosses to 0. Yeah, they've lost the curse, but they're only 1 tribute away. It's looking good, and again, like you said, the talents, I mean, we can just take a look at them here.
Sure, yeah, we have, actually, Fishing Hook was picked up from Bookie Pants, so that's not too surprising. Well, a little bit, it is. I guess they haven't really been having too much trouble with the Ravenous Spirit, so they decided we don't really need to talent into Slam, the extra Slam range of 13, and Pulverize at level 16, which gives you a stun to interrupt that Ravenous Spirit. So I can understand why they didn't grab that. He has been landing some pretty good hooks this game, so why not do it from further away, disrupt that team just a little bit more.
Interesting to see Malf actually grabbing Rewind and the increased Tenacious Roots, so the increased size and duration, really going for a lot of control on the back.
It actually helped them pick up one of the extra kills in that previous fight where they aced. He was able to rewind into another route, which caught Pooms out of position. So.
Really cool builds here. Now, of course, that Vala we talked about, a pure auto attack, going for a giant killer and grabbing
Blood for blood. That's just for a little bit of safety. That provides a 30% slow into whoever you target down to, and it leeches 15% of their maximum HP. So you're going to see more often than not they will target the tanks just to get that extra health boost. It's just sort of another way to survive because Vala will be a prime target for Wildfire to deal with immediately if possible.
Giants picked up here for Wildfire. EG is going to respond by grabbing their Knights. Giants still available on the map, but one of the big things is that we've seen pick up, just last week, is Abathur being used on this map. And this 3-level lead is largely because Idra is constantly soaking a lane where the opponent team is not. He's everywhere on the map. Even during the curse, he kept an entire lane just pushed back by himself. And once you hit 16 and you get those locusts, but oh my gosh, from downtown. But he does in fact have sprint, but he gets hit by the root as he throws down Divine Storm. Van taking a lot of damage. He's forced to bolt on out of there, but the root goes down again because of that rewind. But the Ravenous Spirit is going to force a back out of EG.
Okay, I gotta say, really nice discipline coming out of Bookie Pants there. Oh, but we have Kawhi Rice under a little bit more pressure.
Oh my goodness, the Void Prism goes down as a last-ditch effort. Now, again, the Rain of Vengeance did a lot of work, so they're very low here. They're going to look for the root, and there it is. The Rain goes down once more. Pickles is very low, but it's Tassadar. He can back out of there, but will he get out of there in time? Mookie low Idra. That is, of course, a clone, so he can be a little bit greedy and sacrifice himself if he wants to. But the hook goes out and just barely misses Wargreymon.
Wow. So much happened.
And Fan knows he
being
can't
obnoxious halfway across the map.
And that's going to be a curse. That's a curse for EG.
That's good. And they have a kill up right now, so they can definitely apply some pressure here. So yeah, back to the beginning of that fight, you saw Mookie land a really, really nice hook onto Iakono, who's playing Uther, and he had the trigger discipline, I'll call it, to not gorge there. And the reason is, if you pull Uther back to the rest of your team, let him out, he's going to immediately let his heroic go, and he's probably going to hit 3 or 4 people because they're trying to secure that kill. Trying to just keep them separated from the rest of the team. So it was really, really smart. Take the hook. You saw Ravenous Spirit come out. Yep, whole team backed up. That was really the right call. And we've been seeing teams sort of making the wrong call. It's like they get very excited, they land that hook, they immediately gorge. And
right, and
it's a sign of an experienced
The Stitch's discipline is getting a lot better, like you said.
Yeah.
And the use of Tranquility to help sustain through that Ravenous Spirit is really coming through here. I mean, Malfurion is almost becoming one of the best counters to Ravenous at this point in time, and it's really cool to see. Just taking a look at the kills, it's 13-1 in favor of Evil Geniuses, showing that 3-level lead and why it's so high. They're about to hit 20, and this, with a Golem and a Curse active, I mean, they have all the rights to push right now.
Yeah, it's a statement. That's for sure. You don't see too many games that go wildly in this favor. So, and I was saying before this game here, there's pretty evenly skilled teams. So I'd say EG's looking pretty strong here.
And the hook goes out, hits nothing. The Golem continuing to push on. They can fight pretty safely underneath this Golem as the enemy team has to worry about those roots. And of course, you can chain those roots with hooks or another root from the Malfurion. So there's a lot of cool things you can do, especially with stuns hitting people like Pickles right there. And the big root goes out, followed by the hook on Poom. But again, that's not the target you want to gorge.
Right. See a nice stall on that Ravenous Spirit there.
Yeah, Divine Storm goes down. The Thunder's been doing a lot of work. We see Tranquility sustaining every single member of EG very well at this point in time. Kwai getting low. Does he have the rewind? No, he does not, so he's not able to throw a root down, so he does fall, and this is going to force a back out of EG, but Fan is in a bit of a pickle, but he might be able to blink out of this.
A bit of a pickles.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. It just happened.
That in fact did just happen. Now, we actually just saw another member fall, Tassadar. I think he fell to... Was it Mines? Did he step on it? I'm not actually sure.
I didn't catch it myself. I was actually looking at the top lane. Idra had been applying quite a bit of pressure, and they managed to take the top keep during all of this. So just something to keep in mind. Although this fight does not look to be going so well for EG right now. It kind of is because they're stalling so much.
That's not so well. You say as 2 members of Wildfire do in fact fall. Yeah. I mean, having level 20, that the Abathur clone lasts a lot longer. Another keep is going to fall here, extending the lead even further to 21. And really nicely done here by EG. They're in a very comfortable position right now.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Looking for the hooks.
So, yeah, upon killing those keeps, your I guess barracks, if you want to call them that, I guess that's the League of Legends term, but your minion waves will spawn out catapults. Now these are like siege type minions. They do AoE damage. They clean up waves very quickly, and they're going to be continuing to apply pressure to each lane. So Wildfire's really on the back foot here, and they're going to have to take some crazy team fights to come back in this game. Just the position they're in, it's very, very scary.
EG is actually looking to potentially posture and take the 4th boss of the game. Now, they've taken 3-0 at this point in time.
Yeah, that's true.
Having 2 bosses on the map makes it a really big statement to say, look, we've been dominating them that hard.
Wildfire's catching on to this, though.
Yeah, they are. They're on their way. All 5 are here when EG has 4, and of course, Abathur is kind of omnipresent.
You see Faye walking around the backside there. She does not want to be caught out in front next to Wildfire there. It looks like they're kind of posturing a little bit.
Yeah, both teams respecting each other, but look at this. Idra is actually making his way to the tribute. He knows the entire enemy team's on the other side of the map. Typically, it's risky for Abathur to be out there, but he's going to be able to grab it.
That's what we were talking about, though. The mobility that Abathur has is so good.
Tassadar is a really hard hero to kill. He's able to just dimensional shift right on out of most scenarios, honestly.
Sure, yeah,
so you get that hook back up.
2.5 seconds of invulnerability, I think, something around there. It's like you said, it's very, very difficult to kill Tassadar.
A nice zoning route there by Kwai Rice, and the hook goes out, hitting Wargreymon, but, you know, Mookie is way out of position for the rest of the team right now.
He is. We're going to see, is it Void Prison? Yes. Okay.
All right, that's going to be enough to keep him alive, and they actually manage to get this pickup from the backside there with Fan. Divine Storm is actually used reactively as he comes out. That was a bit of a misuse, hitting absolutely nothing. Mookie is chasing Wargreymon here, falling very low. Storm Shield goes down to help sustain him.
Wow.
The amount of sustain coming out of Kawhi right now is insane. Iacona gets hooked. Fan is looking for that pickup. Is he going to go for it, though? Throws it down. He's actually going to be just fine in range to secure the kill.
You want to know why they won that team fight? And the entire reason that Mookie did not die through any of that is because of the build that he chose to go early on. He took Amplified Healing, and he took the extra HP on Devour. That's the entire reason he's alive, guys.
It's a combination, well, that and the build that Kawhi is going.
Well, of course. Yeah, it's a very strong heal build, but like he gets so much more effectiveness out of that onto Mookie Pants there, and it's the entire reason that Mookie's alive is because he took that one talent.
He had no right living through that.
No, absolutely not. It was ridiculous. I was thinking, I'm like, oh, he's dead. Oh, he's dead. You set yourself like, super out of position for all of this, and just the Void Prison that went down to zone out a bit of the team. And hey, it was a really good predictive play on his part to know that that's exactly what he was going to need to survive those types of fights. But you know, if you're playing Stitches, you kind of find yourself in that spot a lot where you're like, I feel kind of squishy, as silly as that sounds, even though I'm a warrior, I'm a tank class. So if you tend to go for that extra Devour ability, you go for Amplified Healing, you can get some real sustain. If you've got a good healer backing you up, you can do some silly things like we just saw in that last team fight there.
Yeah, just really dominant play in general.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first time we've seen Fan play with EG. Fan was playing with Cloud9 Vortex last week, and they actually took the ESL Monthly. So I gotta say, I'm a bit surprised to see him not playing with Vortex today and to see him playing with EG.
Yeah, I'm actually not really aware of what their lineup changes.
It
not include Fan and who else they've subbed in this place. So because they are actually, I think the winner of this is playing against Vortex, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
so that will be interesting.
Let's actually confirm this right now. Let's confirm.
I may be able to provide some updates as well.
That's a fact. That is actually science, and it's actually factual. The winner of this will advance to face Vortex.
It is.
So it'll be interesting to see who Vortex has put in instead of Fan. Now, Fan, of course, had only recently been thrown in there as a recent tryout, I guess.
For Vortex?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're still looking for a fifth. Or no, actually, you're right. Jinte is sort of. I think he's going back to League of Legends. So,
whoa, we have some updates.
Yeah,
here.
it's kind of. I'm having a hard time figuring out what's going on here. If you guys go to the bracket yourself, I will confirm this. But it almost looks like there's like a double concede.
Double DQ. So Maelstrom is actually going to advance due to higher seed over Cheetah Girls, but Maelstrom did not show up to the check-in time by the allotted time that Sea Steve sets up.
Yeah.
And it looks like Maelstrom is also going to be forfeiting their game.
Well, that's odd.
Second week in a row we've had them do this, and it's out of it. I mean, it's weird. It makes me question what they're up to, if they're having roster issues or whatnot. So Murlocs Incorporated, also known as Clairvoyant Gaming, that is in fact their new name, they will actually automatically advance to the third round, and looks like we're going to Dragonshire, so we're going to get that lobby made.
Yes, Dragonshire, another, I'd say probably the next most neutral map, if you want to call it that, quote unquote.